ladies. So we are having a business planning lunch. We are meeting at 5 Church. Should I say where we are? Okay, perfect. So we are having a business planning lunch today. We are at 5 Church in Midtown, and honestly guys, things are picking up so quickly with DWOA. We needed to have a day to just sit down and talk through our business plan and figure out what we're doing next, and honestly just figure out how we can be better and more and give more of ourselves to you. So that's what we're doing here today. Tune in. We're going to be talking about a lot of exciting things, and we are going to be making some next steps, so get excited. That was cute. Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, look at us go. Okay. All right, ladies. So, as you guys know, we are growing exponentially. Like, we are growing very quickly. Very, very, very quickly. Like, our socials are growing quickly. We've hit 1,000 watch hours on YouTube.
Wow.
We're almost at 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I've been posting, obviously, the YouTube video every week.
Okay.
The long form video. I've been posting any like Instagram or TikToks we have. I've been posting them as like YouTube shorts, and then also I have been posting any of our pictures too and engaging with people. So it's going very well. YouTube is like, we're having a blast over there. Now we do get our negative Nancy's, but I feel like it's more positive. Like people genuinely love us. Honestly, guys, they say that it's refreshing. They say that, you know, this seems like a group of women that they would want to hang out with. I've seen some comments that, like, specifically, you know, like Kayla or Jen, or someone's like, Jen's outfit, I love the way she dressed. I think somebody was like, Kayla's so beautiful, I wish she was on Mary's Image. Everyone's getting their own, like, little, you know, like your own little community. So it's going really well over there. Instagram, as you guys know, is like really taking off. I cannot believe we're almost at 5K. We've only been on Instagram for a month.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Guys, don't
That's crazy.
month.
Think about it. Think about our
like
own
a
individual
whirlwind.
platforms.
Literally.
And how long it's taken for us to get to where we are.
It took me so long to get to 7K. Like, it took me so long.
You know?
It took me a long time to get to 1K.
Literally. It's crazy.
And Jen's doing her thing on TikTok, using all the right hashtags, engaging with people. She's like engaging even with the negative people, saying thank you for the engagement. She taught me that, because it does bring more, even if it is us saying thank you for the engagement, it's negative, it's bringing more people to our page.
That's why I don't delete negative comments.
It's even more, I don't know, video.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, he's back.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Drop this here too.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
So we're just working.
So we're just pretending to be
Yeah.
working.
And then we're talking.
Okay, we'll continue the conversation. So yeah, Jen's doing her thing on TikTok. I think we're almost at 2K, close to 2K on TikTok. We broke the 1,500 mark. So we're doing really, really good. Jen has been managing TikTok, and I've been managing Instagram.
I feel like you would do a good job.
I've been managing Instagram and YouTube, but as we're growing, and I really want to focus on getting us those watch hours as quickly as I can, because the minute we get the watch hours, we start making money. So we're at 1,000, we need 3,000 more. So that's going to be a lot of like long form videos. I found that the longer videos is what's going to help us. Let me show you guys like an example. So this last video that I did for us was 25 minutes, right? And the ones before that, so we had 6, 10, and 25. Now when you look at the views, right, that is a big deal, but what's most important is something called watch hours. That's how we get paid. So let's go to analytics. Oh, that's perfect.
Oh, this is perfect.
Oh, that's perfect.
Some of them are good. It's just like the last.
Oh no, that's perfect.
This is perfect. This is perfect.
Oh, Jonathan.
Thank
Jonathan, thank
you.
you so much. This is amazing. Exactly. I need to get him a drink. That last one was perfect.
Yeah, he did that.
That last one was gorgeous. Thank you.
So this last video was 25 minutes.
But hey guys, what we don't realize is that what was special about the video, Gabby, is that you include a lot of our conversations.
Yeah.
That's what people like.
Yeah.
They love those kind of conversations. They love like seeing us like talk.
Yeah, we were talking.
And that's what people want.
We were talking. We were keying. So that hit 328. Y'all, this is a lot. Like these numbers aren't normal.
Right.
Like these are
not
like
for newbies.
For newbies. Like people take years to get to almost 4,000 views on a video. 3. So the video that was longer only had 3,400 views is the same watch hours as the video that was 6 minutes but had 10K. Wow. So that means this is my first time doing this. And I am just blown away at the y'all had to look at the camera.
I'm reading the comments, and like you, I go through the TikTok comments, I go through our Instagram, our YouTube, and I try to find themes and put them into buckets. You gotta understand why people like us so much. We are not loud and like rowdy and like aggressive, like in your face, but that's what the people are used to seeing when they see black women on TV.
Yeah.
And that's one repeated theme that I keep noticing across platforms. They're like, when they, especially our speaking videos, they're like, oh wow, everyone's like spoken and they're like rowdy, and but that's what these networks put black people on TV for. That's what all people they see. So when they see this, like a different side of black people, they love that. And that's why I don't want us to change that, because we gotta understand why the audience. It's not enough to be like, oh, people like this. You gotta know why.
But the moment
they
you
like
start having a baby shower for a Birkin bag, you've lost your audience.
Exactly.
No shade, no tea. That's just me being honest.
No,
I agree. I'm not.
She said shade and tea. So shade from tea.
Exactly. But it's true, because the average person can't do that. But the average person knows what it's like to get up and build a business and hustle, and they know what that's stuff, and that's why they love that behind the scenes.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I used to watch reality TV, I wanted to find somebody I can relate to that, you know, like certain situations that they face that I'm like, okay, that's very similar to mine. Like, okay, how did they navigate and how did they resolve these issues? I want to see that, like, you know, because you never know who you're speaking to on the camera. Like, you never know who you're speaking to. And so, like, there's certain things for me that I was not willing to do, because I know, like, some people really take this as real. Like, they, you know, and we are an influence, you know, no matter who's watching. You're always going to be the influence, you know, whether it's, you know, we watched a lot of things that we weren't supposed to be watching as kids, you know, that we were. Hell, at one point I wanted to be a Playboy bunny as a child.
When I was living in LA, that was fun to be a Playboy
like
bunny.
as a child, I wanted to do that, and so like I'm very conscious of how I present myself, and also like when you react, you know, there's times that you're gonna unfold at times, and you're gonna what they call it crash out, and
Lil
but
Wayne's
it
sister.
happens, like it does happen.
Lil Wayne's sister. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I do that.
She
She told us that we look a mess.
Right. I can never forget.
I want to not yet. Okay. Can't look.
Oh,
Look, I did want to check. I didn't see it yet. Did any of y'all park in the garage or valet?
Yeah,
we valet.
Okay, before you leave, we're gonna validate your parking, so it's discounted. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You could just hand me the wallet. It's inside. You can go inside my phone.
Okay, is this your bag?
Mine
Which one is your bag?
it's the black one.
The black cat.
You know, we're going on Saturday. You're so
Did you
sweet.
have your bag?
Yeah.
Is it on that?
You so what? It's part of my
And
you're
first of all,
so
it was fabulous.
Yeah.
I thought it was Dior. It's fabulous.
Thank
I love it.
you. Marcus got it for me for Christmas.
As he should.
She was talking about my bag. I said Marcus got it for me for Christmas. She said as he should.
Oh, is there? I said as he should.
He's got a good taste though, because if he picks it out by himself,
I think what he does is, if I stay at like something, he has a folder in his phone that he adds stuff to, and then he'll just
good for me. He sounds so adorable.
I support it.
Yeah, exactly.
I support it.
It sounds like he deserves it.
y'all just be
It
like,
sounds like
no,
he
T
deserves
always
it.
did. I'm like, you know what? I probably should go through something like that.
Yeah, he sounds like he deserves it.
Okay.
I second that.
Like that. Be like,
My intrusive thought.
I don't know.
this is a judge-free zone.
I feel like Gregory's more like so reserved. Like sometimes I can get it out of him. He's like,
Not Gregory being reserved.
what you want? You want modest? You want what do you want from me?
That is so hilarious.
That's so funny.
That is hilarious. But you know what? I always say it's always better for the woman to be the wilder one. I think it's 10 times better.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it's better.
yeah.
I think so it's better.
I love that.
Because then they don't have a high bar. They don't have like, you know, they can't outdo
That's
you.
true.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's true.
you're the one who's introducing
one,
that,
yeah.
and that's 10 times better.
And then like with the man, it's like he's very lusty. You know, it's like no control there.
Yeah, I agree. I worry
men
about
that are
I agree. I worry about guys like that. That's not a guy you want to just
I worry
roaming
about
around
that too,
town.
girl. Because they can be so annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want that guy who's a little more reserved and like, oh,
You know, I went through my phase through those kind of guys, but I ain't got girl. This whole is for women.
Yeah.
like, that kind of guy is to date, not to marry.
Yeah. To have fun with.
Exactly. You have to. For me, that was always like the categories.
Yeah.
You're for now, he's forever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those playboys are for now.
Yes.
All right, so we're killing it on social media. Long story short,
We're doing amazing.
I definitely needed help and support with managing the Instagram. Not necessarily the editing part. I can still edit. I can take on that, but just the posting part. So when I was looking at how we could split things up, I kept Jen on the TikTok lead. Jen writes TikTok. She's doing really good. She's been able to grow her own page over there. So that looks like serving as the main person managing TikTok content and activity. At events, she's gonna capture vertical content, so up and down on her phone like she already does. She's gonna post on TikTok. She's gonna create any post or like, she did you did the viral, the
trends.
Yeah, the trends. She does the trends. She seemed very into like reaching out to brands and companies, so she reached out to get us the massage deal, so I definitely want her to continue that. She mentioned creating a newsletter to collect emails for us.
Not a newsletter, but
what's it called?
It's kind of like an opt-in subscription.
Okay.
Right. So it's not that we have to send anything, but it's good to collect it. I'm gonna hope to do that by the end of this week. So, so people, we can have a link. People can say, join
here.
Exactly. Subscribe.
Right.
Okay.
So they subscribe and then they
new
come
video
on.
on YouTube.
Exactly. So we have somewhere to announce. I think that's good. I already do that for my other business for network. So.
Okay. So opt-in sub is that?
Should we have a link tree too?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Once we have more links. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. Eventually.
Yeah, I do like the YouTube video, the YouTube link being the main link though, just because that's where we're gonna make the money.
Right. And I think Linktree. Right.
And we're all trying to make money. Are we all trying to make money?
Are we trying to let's just make
sure? Do we
sure?
want to make money? Okay.
Let's just make sure.
Okay. Everybody wants a fat big account. Okay.
Exactly. We want a bigger house, bigger car.
Bigger house, bigger car, the private jets. Like, hey, Kayla, did you order the PJ? Okay, so we're flying to Miami.
We're flying to Miami.
Okay, so
we get into existence.
Okay, I'm just making sure because I'm very money driven. I'm like, okay, so we want.
I completely agree.
We want access to the money.
Access to the money. And I think Linktree is perfect because now we're talking about the different links.
Yes.
Put it all in one place.
Yes.
So we should put that on our to-do list.
Yes.
Linktree.
Okay. Alrighty.
And then for the events, Gabby, I think we should specify, right? Linktree. I love you managing YouTube, so I think to get stuff out of your plate, I can focus on our short form videos. Okay. So that you don't. But the thing is, I know you like to do the voiceover videos to describe what we're doing.
No, I don't necessarily like to. I don't like to. If anybody wants to.
I do voiceovers too. I do voiceovers too.
I just
like
my thing. Like I
think
do
so.
it.
I think we should.
Because we hear from everybody.
I completely agree, and I think here's the thing: when we do those events, like the recaps, you know how you do voiceovers, we can take turn and like Kayla, if you like record a voiceover, you send it to me, I put it in the clip.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ma'am?
Rare.
Thank you.
I started in here.
Yes.
She did.
Oh, there. Ladies, Marcus said that there is really bad weather, so all of us could check the weather before we head out.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You might just want to like take the road, like take it easy, take the road home. Yeah, he said that. Okay.
Yeah. Well, thank you for letting us know that.
I know.
Appreciate that.
Considering our focus on those getting us the watch hours. So with that being said, I'll definitely need support with Instagram. So that's why, I figured. You were focused on TikTok, that's your forte. I will continue to focus on YouTube, so I'll serve as our creative director for YouTube and lead all YouTube efforts. I'll come up with YouTube content ideas and record all of our content via the Canon. I'll do our raw edit and send it over to our YouTube editor so that they can edit and make it into what we want to make it into. I will handle all the communication with the editor, so I'll come back to you guys and get all of your feedback. Hey, they like this. They want this. They want
Okay, perfect.
They want this. They want that. This is our vision, and go back and forth so that they don't have to talk to all of us. I'll create our screen grabs for our thumbnails, the little like pictures, the screen grabs for that. I'll create the post. Create and post YouTube shorts. I will make short clips from the YouTube videos that we get from the editor, or even the raw ones that I have, and send them to Kayla, or just add them to our DWOA share drive, so that you and Jen can share them across all platforms.
Okay.
So I'll create it for you, so you don't have to worry about that. I will continue to capture group photos on LensBuddy, that same app that we use. I think it was very helpful. And I will continue to help edit pictures. Pictures that you want.
Yeah, you're the picture person.
Can scoot in a little bit?
Okay, yeah.
For Instagram support, I will help edit the Instagram videos that Kayla needs for posting them on YouTube. And then for collaborations, I've been already working on getting us some brand collaborations. I know how to talk to brands because I have a clothing brand. So I made us a media kit. If you can refer to the link at the bottom of the page that says media kit, you can click on that and see the kit that I've been using to pitch us. Disregard page 3. Page 3, y'all. That was like with rates and stuff.
That was really good though.
And then I put all of our content and our numbers so that they have that.
Yeah.
I put our count.
I love that.
I put Jen as a sought after Fortune 500. Dr. Kayla, a licensed psychologist. Gabby, an entrepreneur and fashion brand owner. And then I highlighted how many followers we have, and that when we share our posts, it's over.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
You did a great job.
Yeah, this is wonderful.
Thank you.
This is wonderful because everything's there.
So I'll continue to update that monthly, because those numbers always change, right?
Right.
Like we're already at 40, about to be 45. And then I think for our, did we hit 1 million in views yet?
For what video?
No, in our,
You mean the profile visits? Let me.
almost
Yeah,
984.
Yeah, but I rounded up.
Period.
Rounded
Wait,
up.
let me see.
Yeah, when I was pitching last week,
We almost have 1 million views
yeah,
in 30
which is
days.
really good.
So I went through this dashboard and got all of these numbers.
That's really good.
very
Okay.
impressive.
Yeah.
That is very impressive.
I love the media kit.
We're doing, I know.
That looks great.
A media
Thank you
kit
for
is a
doing
must.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah, very
thank you so
nice.
much for doing that. Because it's really good to have something for people to see.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah. And then another thing, we were all talking about is also, it's good to have a backup person. I enjoy editing, but I also think it would be good for other people to learn, If whoever likes it, like whoever wants to start playing around. I use InShot. I think it's very beginner friendly.
Yeah.
So just so we have other things going when each of us is out, because it's inevitable. We're all four not going to be available all the time.
Yeah.
So that's not a realistic expectation that we should have for ourselves, that everybody's going to be.
Yep.
You may not always be able to handle YouTube. Okay, you sent the link for the video for what's it called? What was CapCut? I was like, okay, eventually I'm going to start learning CapCut just to start playing around. I edited long form videos in the past. I used to do broadcast journalism in college. That's why I know how to edit, but it's not easy. YouTube is different. So every platform has its differences, but with short form, the thing I like about it is just it belongs everywhere.
Yeah.
Short, you can make one video on TikTok, you can put it everywhere.
Yeah.
Right. So, but trying to pick up on some new skills is good, because we give each other a break when somebody's going to be out.
Like cross training.
Exactly. When you watch the tutorials, it'll help you know, okay, this is how the platform works. Because it's different using it from a business versus a personal. Because right now I can still use it more on a personal side.
And barely that.
Yeah.
I literally just started
Right.
because
Exactly.
literally.
Exactly. I see you putting up the
I'm like,
posts.
I'm like,
It's
okay,
cute.
here's a little reel.
That's all y'all getting.
I'm like, 3 seconds, figure it out.
Right. And that's okay. But 2 years ago, I didn't know much about TikTok. So we can always learn stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm open to that and whatnot.
The times I've created reels, I have I've done some on my own, but also I've sent some to the Fiverr. I use Fiverr at times. Some of my marriage medicine stuff, I've sent it to them. So, and it wasn't even cost me much. It was $25.
Yeah.
They can do really good work.
Actually, I just got some content.
I make my
back
speaking
now.
reel. I use Fiverr for my speaking reel, and it's
Oh yeah, they
text
did.
and everything. Exactly. It looks really
it looks great.
full out. But
Yeah.
the bottom line is the person that filmed it was a pro in person. That's all that matters. But they didn't have to shoot me a whole speaking reel. That would have cost me a fortune.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so and then at the events, Kayla, just do the same thing you've been doing where you get content on your phone this way. And that's just for me to take it and to use it to edit. And so when we have our DWOA events like this, or when we get bookings to go to like the tea party, you and Jen can be the person getting the up and down for TikTok and Instagram. And T has a really good phone. A lot of content on our YouTube, I put it in from her phone.
Nice.
I like put it in with the Canon. And it like meshes well. So
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's great.
I'll focus on making sure I get everything on the Canon set up perfectly, and then T will make sure that she's getting it this way.
Perfect.
So that we can kind of divide and conquer.
Right.
So that,
Yeah. I like
one
to share.
person-
I really
yeah,
like it. And I think like truly focus on YouTube when we go out to these events, and let us focus on like the up and down videos so that you can just be all in. And just like I'm not thinking about YouTube, like I'm gonna do tunnel vision on up and down content. That way we can have some focus and relaxation when we go out. Okay. You know.
with the XOXO DWOA, which
cute.
is messed up the other day. I was like, Chad, what are you doing?
So it's so cute. I love it. And the voice, because the thing is the brand voice, keeping it consistent. That's what I like about ChatGPT.
Yeah.
It is really good.
So for the most part, you'll know what needs to be posted.
Okay.
You don't have to brainstorm or come up with what needs to be posted or really edit it.
Okay.
This is really
And
good.
then-
Okay, I can definitely do that. I need to log back in. So when I got a new phone, like all of my what is those things? Oh, those little cute those.
Yeah, I agree.
I know what you're
about
talking
it.
about.
Yeah.
They're
It's a
gone.
big,
I thought it would transfer.
if it's a big
over, but it
project,
didn't.
I go
So I need
straight
to
Fiverr.
get the two-factor
I do
authentication.
small editing on my own, but
But I think
big editing.
that's just something I can easily add. Right?
Yeah, well, I can help you while we're here.
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll get
I think it's
everybody-
easy for me
Can we
when you
do it
just
for
give me
like
the
my
code.
other accounts? Like, how do I get those accounts back too?
Which one?
Like my other, I did it for all of my accounts, but nothing transferred over when I created an account.
Your Kayla, your other for your doctor?
Yeah, I did it for all my Instagram account and my Facebook, and like nothing.
You have a new number too? Or
No,
just
it's the same number.
Okay.
You mean two-factor authentication?
Yeah.
I can help you figure it out.
Guys, I am not tech savvy. I was like, I did this, I don't even know how to like recover it.
What's the issue?
So basically, I got a new phone. I'm trying.
What color trick?
Listen, I'm saying, I'm trying my best.
Where you put the color behind the screen, like from the.
It was always
okay,
just so
yeah.
funny. I was like, how do you do that? Like,
Oh, you
I
mean background match?
yes.
Yeah.
Neither. Hey, Jerry.
Yeah, good.
I did it on accident.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. I'm just like, guys, this is like our
And then
content is a little boring.
You
for
did
while.
like a poll on yours. It was like, how many minutes late? Yeah, that was cute.
That was really
That was
cute.
super
I see
cute.
that when and then when you get your makeup done. You do good.
Engaging. I was like, let me get some followers.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, you can just post random stuff like that on our story. I just try to make sure we have something on our story every day. A lot of times it's just the link to our YouTube because
Yeah.
that's where our money is going.
Yeah.
Right. No, I love
The
that.
access to the money. All right.
I love
Yeah. So just put that on the story. So for the DMs on Instagram, just monitor the DMs because those brands that reached out to us, that was from DMs. on
Okay,
Instagram.
yeah.
Sometimes they're in the hidden part.
Yeah.
So just monitor that for us, and if a brand does want to work with us, just hit us up and be like, hey guys, kind of how I do, like,
Yeah.
hey guys, what day are we available? This brand reached out, and then you did put some ideas for philanthropy work in the chat too. So just continuing to come to us with that, and we can plan and work on those projects as a group. When they come, we can split up the work or whatever and work on it as a group.
Okay.
Before I forget, when it comes to because now that we're going to be sharing things with Kayla to post, I think the best way to do that is when I finish editing a video, what I will do is I will put it inside the share drive. So when I finish editing, I'm gonna also include the cover. So I make a cover for Instagram. I'm gonna put that in the share drive too. I think what I'll do is I'll text you. Let me know if there's a better way. Text you the caption and the hashtag. I'll leave the caption a little bit. I'll send the video and that. And then what was I gonna say? Audio. Do you know how the audio works for Reels?
So I know nothing, but I'm happy to learn everything.
Okay. Because that's a big part with Reels. Because
Yes.
the tricky thing is if
So,
you have
yeah.
to align it to the trending one.
Okay.
And some people, what they do is they make the mistake, they'll edit the reel in the video. So when you upload it, the music won't be attached to the one that's going viral.
Okay.
And you want to attach it to the one that's going viral.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think of the best way.
Okay.
So like this is like a trending one. I know how to add music to a reel.
I think
I
think
can
they have
show you
something
today
where it
because
says
I'm going to be
trending.
posting.
Yeah.
Before we leave, I'll show you how I select. So I edit it with my phone with the audio, but I don't use the audio when I upload it because I don't want the audio from my phone. I want the audio from the trending audio.
Okay, I understand.
So I'll show you how to connect it because that's going to be a big part with Reels. It's not that big
to
of a
come
deal.
up with something that says trending on the audio. That's what I thought.
Yeah, it says trending. So the thing is, you want to make the video that you post attach that audio because when people are scrolling through that audio, then your video pops up.
Yeah, because I do look at other people's stuff when I look at audio.
Exactly. So you look at other people's stuff, and then also that's how the algorithm sends the video to people because the algorithm. If basically you watch a video and with a certain audio, the algorithm will show you that same audio multiple times. You notice that?
Yeah.
But that's why it's important. So I'll show you how I do it today for today's post.
Okay.
So, but you can always watch tutorials. This stuff is not complicated.
And
Just
I feel like I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, perfect. So
Okay, so I'll try. So I will be. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't have anything to say. Really, I just been taking in my roles and responsibilities.
Is there anything that you feel like needs to be altered, added, changed, taken away that you don't feel comfortable with? That is maybe a little too much, not like anything?
No, I think me commenting from DWOA. Okay, I can do that.
you can do that.
Like, I can do that.
You got this, Kayla.
It's like, what intern is on this social media account? Me. Because what was that?
But we'll all be going in. That's at the top. We'll go over that later. But we'll all be going in to assist. Right?
Yeah.
We're gonna assist each other on every platform. But
I will.
Instagram will be your focus. Continuing that, bringing those opportunities to us, leading and spearheading that planning. Right. So ramping us up to where we can come in and assist you, but you're spearheading that. You're spearheading all of those different things. Getting the horizontal content on your phone since your camera is so good. So you're my you're my backup person at when we have these different events to get it sideways because I used a lot of that content for our YouTube to get us these watch hours. And also, you do know how to edit a little bit. I know you're not quite where me and Jen are. That's okay. But you do know how to edit a little bit. So just assisting Kayla with like editing or if she needs anything, or has questions, just being another point of contact for helping her edit for Instagram.
She's like, I can do that.
Yes.
Call me or something, send it to me.
Y'all be good.
Let me see what I can do.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna cheat though with my.
How do we feel about what did Kayla say? How does everyone feel about it? I literally tried to
be honest.
Yes, please be honest. Because what I did was I tried to focus on what we're good at, 1. 2, what I feel like we are passionate about, and then just from listening to us when we had the original meeting at your house. So be honest, no feelings hurt. I just am trying to find the best way for us to manage our newfound fame. Okay.
I just want to.
Overnight. It happened overnight.
I love
The one thing I want to put out there about the profound fame and stuff like that, I want us to make sure that we're well known around Atlanta. So we got to make sure that we got to have our certain vision, our mission statement, and so people know about us. They know, okay, who are the Dr. Rights of Atlanta? We don't want to be known like, oh, we're just just a group trying to be on TV. We want to be a group like we're doing shit around the community.
People know
you. I'm big on philanthropy. I've always have been, and so like
we
if I
give
can
back.
talk to like,
We was clothing the children, and feeding them.
About a topic or whatever it is, like if you guys are comfortable, there's people starting to approach me about being on like some panels and speaking about these things, and so I'm like, it would be nice if we could do that.
Yeah, she has a mental health, one about mental health that was coming up.
It'll be great if we do that. As a group.
Yes, that we can go as a group.
I love things like that. I like that stuff. And basically what you're talking about is like visibility. And I'm a huge fan of that because it's different. Because this is like the first time I'm building like a local brand, right? The beauty in that is that you want to know people in the community. You can get out in the community. You have one audience versus you trying to reach people everywhere. Like, I love that idea. We're in Atlanta. So definitely get involved in things. I love the way that sounds.
I know somebody recently reached out. It was a little girl, and like I think she said her daughter was like, maybe she was sick at one point. I think she's doing better, but she does interviews and stuff like that. And so I was like, yes, of course,
I love stuff like that.
But I've had a couple people reach out to certain events, and I'm like, okay, we gotta really put ourselves out there. Like I went to the VA, and somebody spoke to me and they were saying like, you know, I think they work in social work and stuff like that. But it would be nice of us to go like maybe to some places so we can like do yoga. Like, you know, I think they mentioned
I
that.
loved your event, yoga, and then have them bring clothes.
Have like a brunch.
Yeah,
you know, we gotta get popping for the summertime. Have a brunch for some ladies and do something fun and hold something at a location. It'll be really nice. Like, you know, I got the speed dating thing coming up that we're gonna do, but I want some of us to kind of pick something, like think of something that we want to do, and then like be the main person to host that, and so that way, that's kind of how like the show is.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
that's exactly how the show is.
Everybody has their thing that they're into.
Yeah, and they'll like, you know, host something. I think it'd be nice for each of us to do.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be really big.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to do something at your house, that'll be great. But like, you know, it would be nice to just do some outreach and have some people come along and join us. So
get
that
some
way they'll tell a friend
people
like, oh, I
involved.
want to go to their events. I want to be a part of them. Like they have inclusivity. They have things for me to do that I feel included in. And so I want people to know that about us and spread the gospel about us.
I agree.
About us.
Yeah,
And so
I love that.
I definitely think we can manage like one outreach event a month, and because that was our idea anyways. When we had our meeting at Kayla's house, was that one of the YouTube shows for the month would be us doing something kind of like, you know,
and maybe
looking
like
at
a
us in the
sit down,
community,
right?
like,
Yeah.
you know, like
trying to put it together.
yeah,
Like that's
we're cute, but we work hard too. We get back. Like, I'm gonna pitch you guys. Okay, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna do a full blown pitch. Okay.
Let's see this.
All right. So, I think we should do a podcast, like promo video, like let people know we have a podcast coming. Okay. Like we'll have some like cute background music. Close your eyes. It's like our phones, like we're walking. We're all walking into, because we can do it the same day that we film for the podcast. We can get there early and just film the promo video. So we're all walking in with like our bags, a ton of stuff, and like our phones are going ding, 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 ding. We're like, oh my gosh, what's these notifications? It says started with a brunch, now they're here. So Doctors Wives of Atlanta have a podcast coming soon, and we're like, yeah, we do. I know, like, we're so popular. Yes. And so we like, so that would be like scene 1, okay? And then like scene 2 will be like where we're filming at, and just like kind of slow mo's of us like walking. Jana will figure out something. Maybe you from the back, okay? Show me.
Yeah.
And then like us like sitting down, like a slow dramatic like sit down at the table together, and like us adjusting like the little podcast, like little mics or whatever. And then we grab our cards off the table, and then on the back of the cards, like, you know, those little podcast cards, it says the Doctors Wives of Atlanta podcast, and then we just put those up.
Okay, I like that.
I like it.
that.
And this is the day of, right? The day that I
might
love
as well
that.
just do it there.
Right, because we have their venue.
exactly.
Might as well-
Go, Gabby! I give it an A+.
I love
Okay,
it.
so I
That's a
have
great
like an
idea.
example.
It's an A+.
This
Those
is
are
like
great
not like a
ideas.
perfect example, but I have an example of like what the screen will look like when it's going off. I'm sorry, Kayla, all this ass.
It's
I'm
fine.
sorry.
I enjoy it.
So it'll be something similar to this. So it'll be like, all right, what you guys think for the episodes?
I wrote one of my ideas down.
Okay.
Well, I was thinking about like just even the way that we, like the vibe of the podcast. Like what is our intention with the vibe? Because I was talking about this with one of my girlfriends, and she was kind of like basically saying like, don't get on the podcast and try to be like, we're here to give you guys all advice and we are all knowing as doctors' wives, but rather like make it more so like, hey, this is what's going on, like this is going on in my life, and you know, this is how I've handled it. Like it's literally like girlfriends talking and like sharing, like, and like
how
maybe
can we support each other.
yeah, and maybe the experience is like talking about, you know, it could be whatever really, but like I thought I received that because I think like when people get online and they start, I have a podcast, like instantly it like makes you want to roll your eyes.
Okay, let's come in a little bit.
Sorry,
Come in a little bit. We love each other.
you know, like especially if like okay, we're thank you. And so I want us to be received well.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like women, we are very like we're like some strong critics, like
very.
and even me, like if
Judgmental.
I'm not a part of this group and what am I putting out there, is it something that Kayla would naturally just like, what these hoes talking about, like what they talking about, you know, or I'd be like,
Would I listen if I was single?
yeah, or would I be like, okay, who are y'all don't have any type of like to give me advice or anything, if that makes sense. So I think that we should keep that in mind as we're thinking about like the vibe and how we want to relate to the viewers.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So those are some of my thoughts initially. What do you guys think?
I love that. I read that when you put it in the chat. I love that because then it doesn't come across as like, I think I'm better than you. Because, they're going to want to read that. They're going to want to read it
exactly.
Like regular people.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not here to be the female Kevin, whatever that man's name is.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like, I'm not here to be that. I'm literally here just to, share some things.
I agree. Make it about us versus we're talking to them.
And then like I thought about like different like things, like what I've watched from other shows that I'm like, oh, I like that. Oh, that was engaging. That was fun. Like thinking about even like Watch What Happens Live with like Indy, like he has like games in there and like different things to like be engaging. And I thought about that too. Like we could have like a game that we do, like maybe
icebreaker or something.
And that's something. We should do also like a Scarlet Letter.
Yeah. Oh, like where like the audience writes us and we discuss it, and we can make them up at first,
and people look forward to something like that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Q&A, like ask DWOA.
Yeah,
and they can submit it on our stories.
Exactly.
And then we can answer the questions live.
So I thought about that, like something we could do. Hot topic.
Submit something like this.
It's called Scarlet Letter.
Yeah, I guess that's what are they called?
That's Abby.
It's kind of like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna call it like a Q&A.
Okay. So I think about things like that, and like things to be engaging. I thought about some ideas of things we could talk about. But yeah. We could interview people, like invite them to join with us. I'm open to that too.
We have a guest. I think that would be really good because they come with their own things and we can kind of discuss it and give people a voice sometimes to talk.
Yeah, make them feel like they're a part of it.
Yeah, I think it would be really good.
I thought about things that we're already like naturally like talking about,
like literally like the stuff that we talked about in the last video about dating, and we had the conversation about
like fertility things going on,
fertility, that would be a big one.
Even talking about maybe the pressure to have kids like in your 30s right now as women,
like doctors,
culture,
thinking about our experiences there.
And we can also talk about from a cultural lens, like community, like being married without kids, it's like a taboo.
Exactly.
Stuff like that.
And then like I just thought of other things, like we could talk about like conflict with our partner, like we can talk about communication, like fun things, like maybe be like, girl, I got in a fight with so and so, and then we just like it leads off to another conversation, like we talk about it based on our own lives. Like Jay is about to be gone for the month of June. Like he's doing this travel doctor stuff. So like that's something I could talk about. Like, that's something that we experience as doctors' lives where they go with the money. They go with the money.
Right.
So I think about things like that, and then even like using our own like what we do for a living in it. Like even if we talk about like communicating and things like that, maybe Jen could be like, okay, like a quick communication tip. Even me, like, okay, mental health minute, like a quick like mental health like thing, if we wanted to add a little bit more education, or we could just keep it like very like casual and like girly pops just chatting. It doesn't even have to be like, something I recommend. It could just be like, like we're just very casual and we're talking, but like we have like a theme centered around it.
Right.
So those are some of my thoughts.
I like that because those are the best kind of podcasts. If you think about what you like, I like ones that feel very conversational. It's like somebody's not talking at you, and they're just talking to each other, and you're just picking up on it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I really love that.
Yeah, I like that idea as well. So
I love those. Yeah, I really love those. I love the communication. I love the handling conflict. I love that. The what else did you say? Handling conflict, communication.
Yeah, communication, handling conflict. Fertility issues. We can talk about motherhood.
I like that.
Cultural, societal expectations of women. And then we can like have cute little fun things like the Scarlet Letter idea. I love that idea. And Q&A from the fans. I like the idea of like a game, like Andy does the he does a lot about talking about other people, but we don't have to talk about other people. But he does his things where take a drink if you hear this, or I know who was that one, Wendy Williams, I think she did like the shoe cam, like show us your shoes, like so just like different cute things that like are us, if that makes sense.
I love that.
Yeah, I love those ideas.
Yeah, like just fun things. So those are some of my initial ideas.